University of Miami. Now, Yahoo Sports broke this story last week that a former equipment manager named Sean Allen was used to get around NCAA rules and recruiting players shortly after current head coach Al Golden was hired to be Miami's head coach. Allen, according to the report, has a tie-in with Nevin Shapiro, a former booster who was also part of a Ponzi scheme and is now in prison. The statement, though, from Al Golden shortly after this news came about reads as such: "I have been a college football coach for more than 18 years, and I am proud of and I stand by my record of compliance over that span. The inferences and suggestions in the Yahoo Sports story that my conduct was anything but ethical are simply false." The ACC Football Media Days is in Greensboro, North Carolina. So is that DirecTV mobile studio. And right now we welcome into our coverage Al Golden, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. Coach, the story is out there. We've seen your response in the last few days. Is there anything that you would like to add to these allegations?
No, Dari, I really can't comment. I stand by my response, and I felt strongly about what I said, and most particularly my record in college football over the last 18 years. And I'm comforted and appreciative of all my colleagues that have reached out in support of me, the University of Miami administration, our president and athletic director, who have supported both my personal and professional integrity, and then certainly my colleagues here at the Atlantic Coast Conference and the leadership here at the Atlantic Coast Conference. So I'm going to stand by that.
Coach, we know that you stepped into a situation, too, that was a bit difficult as well, and the NCAA continues to investigate other acts of recruiting violations from before you got there. What would you describe, or how would you describe the state of the Miami program right now?
Oh, I think, obviously my involvement with the NCAA process has been minimal, Dari. So the state of our program is one of moving forward, of beginning a new era. Again, I think even with the commentary the other night, we're also talking about something that's over a year old already. So we've already moved on. Our kids have done a great job. There's very few, if any, players on our team that were involved at all. The same thing with our coaching staff, and we've been very cooperative in a joint inquiry with the University of Miami and the NCAA, just being open and honest and moving forward. I think our recruiting class speaks for itself. I think those kids have come in hungry to want to get Miami back to where it needs to be from a national standard, and I think our recruiting continues to do well. Dari, this year's class won't be as big as last year, so it might not be as heralded, but it will be just as good from a talent standpoint.
Yeah, Coach, I've seen where you've talked about getting that swagger back. Of course, Miami football traditionally been known as much for winning as it is for that swagger, and you say getting it back in a good way. What ultimately has to happen to start getting that back there at Miami?
Well, I mean, swagger is just another word for confidence, and the reality of it is that comes from demonstrated performance. We have to go out there on a daily basis. I think we've made great strength gains in the off-season program. I think our kids embrace conditioning now, and they look at it as something that's essential to championship performance and not punitive. I think our unity, our leadership is exceptional right now. And again, I think we have a no-excuse mentality. Dari, the one thing that some of these, the media and the kind of the external can do for your team is draw you closer together. And I think it has focused us. I think we are a closer team right now. And I think what's really important to our program is we've become more intrinsically driven. I think we've been more internally driven. We don't allow outsiders or anything externally set our goals, set our standards, or set our expectations. And I think that's very important for our program moving forward.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing Miami certainly this fall on the field, try to work and get that swagger back a little bit. I think we all know Miami's more fun when it has that swagger back. Big news coming on this day concerning Penn State situation. I know you've obviously coached up there, and you're very familiar with that Penn State program. What is your initial take, Coach, on the NCAA sanctions against Penn State?
Again, Dari, I've been doing interviews all morning, so it's hard for me to comment on the free report, which I have not read, or I haven't had a chance to sit down, and I'm hearing the sanctions as I'm going from one interview table to another. But overall, my just how I feel, it's heartbreaking. My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families, so that they could start to heal through this process, and then ultimately, with the people of State College and the Penn State family, that they can start to heal and move forward, and I know they will. It's a strong group, and I know they'll come through it.
Miami head football coach Al Golden. Coach, we appreciate your time and your candor. Best of luck to you and the Hurricanes this fall. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dari. Appreciate it.